It is time for the show. WIP Wednesdays. Wowwy'z Workshop. How we doing, everybody? Oh, there I am. The live stream is working. It's working. You. All right, folks. Well, already we got a little party going on in the group chat already. Came in here, and Simon from Germany, our great brother from Germany, was in here hanging out, waiting. Simon came in, then Lawrence Aldridge, Larry to Friends, was here, and we've been chatting with Larry, and then good old Grumpy comes sliding in with the alien and with the Wowwy'z Workshops. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. One of mine is here. One of mine, another great supporter, and then who comes sliding in but the carving wizard himself. The carving wizard himself, Perry. You! Make sure I'm caught up to the bottom. Night Owl is here from Ireland. Sorry, I gotta stop yelling. Poor neighbors. I'm just excited, guys. And I'm excited about today because, well, I had to put last week's project on pause because I'm waiting for materials. Ordered the wrong rhinestones. I did order some rhinestones for the stars, and I using Spike's idea, and I got them, and they're the pointy back. They were actually more expensive than the flat back ones that I found. Wowie. Just, you get all excited, right? And I get all excited and buy something, and then I'm all ready to go. And no, it was a no-go. So, you know, I talked to the Rhinestone Queen herself, Rhinestone Suzanne. And I asked her, and she told me what to do. Dad is here. How you doing, brother? Baby's Kisses is here. Jen is here. Hello, Jen. Thanks for coming. Joe! What a great turnout. Here's my brother. Darren Dibb is in the house. Mod Squad. The Mod Squad is here. How you doing, brother? Yeah, if you guys didn't know, Darren Dibb, he's the other one of the Two Brothers, One Vision. That's me and Darren. Love you, bro. Thanks for coming. Oh! So, yeah, super happy to make it, says Jen. Thank you. Yes, and hit the like, folks. Give the algorithm hamster its little drop, its little pellet. Subscribe if you're new. Then he gets a yogurt drop. But he's never satisfied, the algorithm hamster. And that's just okay. That's just the way he's built. So we just got to keep feeding him, keep him happy, you know? That's just the way she goes. It's the way she goes. And I appreciate every one of you. Can I have mod, please? I subbed. Speedy Lee. Can one of the mods help her? Or if they're asking to be a mod, to confirm, let me know what you're thinking here. So, as I said, I had to put last week on hold, and I got some other issues with the alien carving that we're going to talk about too. But the main reason why I had to stop it is because I want to make it one more show to finish it. So we've already been working on it in a couple of weeks. And for the folks who don't know, that's this bad boy. Hello. I'm the one flying 3-eye Atlas. I come in peace. So guys, a couple things with it. I'll just get these off my I'm here but driving, says Rhinestone Suzanne. Hello, Rhinestone Suzanne. Oh! So I was talking to Rhinestone, and thank you again, sister. Thank you. And drive safe. Don't worry about talking to us. You just get home safe, and we'll talk to you then. But you see, after I was done last time, there was quite a white. You can only get so close before the alien and the thumb, or not the thumb, but the hand and everything else. You can only get so close with the flame before this started burning up. And then I had to clean it up again. I've cleaned this thing up about 6 or 7 times now. And I'm getting tired of doing that. So, when it's time to do the rhinestones, I do want to make some little indents for them to set with the glue. Right? So I'm going to do that, and that'll be like bright bare wood again. And I'm going to have to hit it with a torch again. Okay? Another thing that happened, because there was this white kind of outer edge, like it's hidden a lot now, but you know why? Because I sat here for 2 hours with a wood burning pen. And all of that white kind of outline it had of all the and it's still, you can still see like the makers a little, like I didn't sand it enough. And wow, we didn't sand something enough. But actually, you know, it was one of those times where I should have sanded it more, closer up to it, right? And so those were really apparent. So I tried to burn them with the wood burning pen. But now I am worried that when I put the blue dye on it, that all of those burnt spots are gonna like pop out and be super apparent. So I might have to go in and just sand all of those little maker's marks away, reburn it. I don't know, I'm thinking of like packing frickin' tinfoil on it to try and stop the burn from the excess burn, right? This has just turned into one humdinger of a dinger. Let me tell you, get that frickin' light off. Jesus, I hate that shiny light. Okay, so after I consulted the Rhinestone Queen herself, and she told me which ones to get, so I ordered some flat back gems. So they were on its way, and I ordered some medium CA glue. And I believe the one that I got, it said something to 30 seconds to a minute of like time that you had to piss around time. Because that's what it basically is. It's like the panic. Okay, I put it in there, now do you get it? Dida, woulda, tweezers. Yeah, that's the panic, right? So, but I'm just listening to what she knows what she's talking about. She's the Rhinestone Queen. So we're gonna wait for that stuff. And I also need some more, I need some more gas in the propane tank. Why, Wowie? Well, I used up the propane tank this morning getting this ready. Now what would that be, you might ask? Well, that there is an E12 chandelier socket, my friends, okay? You see the bend? Ha! I had to bend that frickin' lamp pipe for the optimum angle for what we're doing today, kids. Okay? What might that be, wow? Because my wife gave me crap last time I talked for 20 minutes before I started to actually work on the alien. I was so excited last week. I did my yoga in the morning. I was feeling really good pain-wise, and when that happens for Wowie, you know, give me a little tiny break away from the back pain, and it's like I'm just like a freaking kid in a freaking playground. I'm just like happy and all like animated and stuff. And so last week, I apologize, guys. 20 minutes. What time is it right now? 2:08. See, so I got to get going. I told Katie, I got 10 minutes to do my little thing, right? Let me catch up on it. Okay, we got Speedy. Okay, I said hello. One of mine. Yes. Central Quinn. Hello, Central Quinn. I don't think I can get any money, but thank you. Yeah, I don't think I'm allowed to get those like super chat things or anything yet. I'm just a small guy. That just gives all you folks watching, give Wowie a sub if you haven't yet. It's just good times, good vibes around here. All things art. We're always mixing it up, you know, doing something fun, doing something new, and lots of power carving, you know. Lots of power carving. But today we're not doing that. See, I was gonna start grabbing stuff that we have made here, and then I was gonna talk more, okay? And try not to do that. Nate Smith is here. Hello, Nate Smith. Hey, Just Carve Rob is here. Just Carve Rob. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Thank you. Thank you so much, man, for coming. And you as well, Nate and Central Quinn. I wish I could get the $600 donation there, buddy. That would be great. Just Carve Rob is in the house. Babies, kisses. All the good people are rolling in, and that's just awesome. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I know, you know what? In this world, there's nothing more precious than time, okay? Nothing. Our time is the most precious commodity. It's not a commodity. It's the most precious thing there is. And for you guys to be here and share it with me is a great, great honor. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, what are we doing, Wowie? Gotta keep the people happy. Don't get talking too much. Oh, thru isn't. Look at my manners. LaRue is in the house, folks. LaRue! He takes care of the music, guys. And let me tell you, old LaRue has been working his butt off the last couple of days. We've been making really, really cool instrumental tracks. We're making our own music with the Suno. And we're making instrumental tracks to be playing while I'm carving or whatever I'm doing on the new OBS setup. Which, if I am going to do work my damnedest. So next week I'm coming at you in landscape through the OBS. I got 4 different camera angles that we're going to play with. I'll be able to shoot you over here to the overhead. And when I do shoot you over there to the overhead, the music's going to start. And you're not going to hear my GD freaking dust collector screaming in there. Right? I think it's going to work. The music works when I've set it all up, right? It's working for me, but I guess it's a big... we don't know. But Perry said he might... we'll do a dry run. I'll do an unlisted live. And then give him the... what? See, I'm trying to remember, Perry. That's why I'm repeating it. Give you the URL of my unlisted live. And then he can come in. I think. Tell me if that's right. Hey, Jane, how you doing? Hello, Jane, our sister. That's awesome. The sister's rolling in today. Yes. Yes, so I'll have the front-facing me camera. I'm going to have WebBot. This is WebBot. Hello. And he's going to have a up, looking down on me, condescended me. But that little guy, I can move anywhere around here if I want to get a nice close-up. And then we're going to have an overhead looking down. And like I said, while I'm doing the loud shit, you're going to have music. And it's going to be, I'm going to mix it up because I love every genre, all genre of music. When you say you're a music lover, that's the way it's got to be, guys. Don't put up borders and walls. Listen to it all. Enjoy it. It's a miracle. The miracle of sound. All right. I'm getting all crazy. Yes, sir, that's right. It says Perry. I'm going to be able to come bring him in, and then I'll be able to just test these things and say, hey, Perry, can you hear this? Hey, Perry, can you hear me talking while I'm doing this, right? And then I'll be ready next week because I've just been working on it. And first I put a couple songs into my scene, but I couldn't make them play after another, and then I learned, well, no, you can make a playlist if you do it this way, and then you can shuffle your playlist. I'm figuring it out. I'm freaking figuring it out, Pear. I'm almost there, buddy. And I wouldn't be there without you, so thank you, the Carving Wizard. Thank you very much. All right, folks, well, so I don't get crap from the wife. What are we doing, Wowie? Look at this. Oh, holy shit. I'm sorry for swearing, Allie, if you watch this. Would you look at that? Yes, frequency and vibrations, one of mine. It is the missing link. It's man's missing link. When people want to know how the marvels of the ancient world, all the things that we don't know how they built, because we don't know. Every major pyramid complex, we don't know. Okay? And that's the truth. So, yeah, that's what sound is. It's just the missing puzzle in our whole big, huge, mysterious existence. Okay, anyways, look at that! Holy shoop! I'm not going to swear again. Isn't that cool, guys? I've had this for years and years and years, just like I posted on the post there when I shared today's live. Years and years I've had this hiding. And I've been scared. I've been scared to try and make it into a light fixture or a light piece. So, the plan is today, guys, is we're going to do that. And we're going to put a little flicker in. One of these little sunlight. See, this is a chandelier socket. Like I said, an E12 chandelier socket. And we're going to put one of these little flickering flame bulbs in there. And if all goes well. And I'm also considering, because we got a lot of time, I'm not really carving anything. That's just question marks. Because look at this. That's to a power carver, to any carver, that's kind of an open canvas surrounding that. But that's all hollow in there. And me being a good wowie, and using my time, our precious time, very, very wisely. I got busy I got busy. Look at, can you see? Well, there it is. Woo! Woo! We have a break. We have the breakthrough, folks. I have a passage through. So we're already started. And then I'll explain all the things we got to do. But God, I'm getting ahead of myself. I got here, I'm thinking, we'll see how it goes in there and see how it goes for time. But I may lay some copper leaf in there. And you do that to make it so that the light amplifies and it looks more like fire. Because this little bulb flickers. It's, people used them for antique chandeliers back in the day. It's like a little red flicker. It's not like the LED fire bulbs, which I do use in a lot of my light fixtures. I use light. Two Brothers on Vision uses light all the time in our art because it's part of our whole message of being a lighthouse and sharing light into this very, very dark at times world. You know, that's what we do with our art. And so we're always trying to incorporate light. And in past ones, I've put copper leaf inside of because I have a root ball in there that's all wired up and stuff, and it's turned into a lamp. And we got Bing wired up in there, shining her shine, which I haven't showed you guys. Spooky Doobie and myself, we finished her mouth. Her tongue is all done. We put some gloss Mod Podge on her tongue so it looks wet, like she's alive. And I'm just waiting because I'm going to take some really, really good stuff for Bing and then share it. Like make a bunch of reels and post with all the pictures from all the angles, because I hung my most special, precious brass treble clef of my brother's off of her little chain on her little arm. We didn't know what we were going to hang, and Darren's treble clef stands for sing, like meaning sing your song, your soul song, and that's what that ornament represents, symbolizes. Okay, and he makes them his pendants and everything else. But Bing is holding a brass one, and I haven't showed it to anybody yet. I haven't shown her yet. All finished with her mouth done and everything. So watch for that. My God, Wowie, my goodness, I should say. Do I know how to ramble? So, let me just make sure I'm caught up here. Christopher's Creations is here. From Trees of These is here. Hello, my good friend. All music is good. That's right, Perry. You know it. And Grumpy says, if I bounce my foot, I like it. My phone, editing my phone, tech. I know, I'm the same way, one of mine. I do all of my videos and stuff. I do them all with iMovie. And then I make, before Suno, I actually make music. I'm a musician. Well, I like to say I am. But I play guitar, I play drums, I sing a bit. I can play a little bit of keyboard, all right? So I can put together some music using GarageBand. And that's just on the iPhone. So everything I've done so far has been on my iPhone too, one of mine. But I got a MacBook here, an older one given to me from a great friend. And it managed to take the OBS program properly, and I've managed to stumble my way through it. So we'll see. We'll see. Like, I know that... Oh, yes, Perry, that's a question I wanted to have, Perry. Oh, Christopher's Creations, did I say hello, brother? Thank you for coming, man. I'm just excited, trying to get this all out. But, Perry, when we're on OBS, can you do a vertical stream? That was one of my my questions. Yeah, a little flicker. Just a little flicker of light. Hello, Ray and Sandys. How you doing? Thank you. I'm just getting caught up with y'all. Darren's doing okay, Jane. And he's here, actually. So if you like, you can ask him. Well, he's listening in the background. Yeah, there he is. There is a plugin you have to download. Oh, for the vertical? Okay, I understand. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know if that even needs to be. Actually, did you hear, Perry, that there's a new YouTube Live update coming, and you're going to be able to do a double stream, and I have no idea how that works or if it'll be compatible with OBS, but that's in the works, and that's kind of exciting. I saw some people actually trying to test it. I think Mike's making things. Mike makes things or whatever. I think he was trying to test it. I use my phone all the time, Larry, in both modes. Yes, I do as well, but I mean with OBS Studio, Rob. It's a new, because we're in vertical today. But it's a new studio thing that I'm trying out. So I have multiple camera angles. Yeah, the right down run. Wowwy'z actually evolving here. Okay, you're still testing it out? Will you help? Will you keep me in the loop, little buddy? Because I freaking do appreciate you, Perry, because you know tech way better than I do. And believe me, I'm going to get you back for your time that you've been giving me. It's almost ready to send off. I was just waiting for the Canada Post strike to end because it's going to cost way more money to FedEx it to you, bud. But it's all together. I got the stuff made for your kids and stuff, and I hope it's a really, really special package when you finally do receive it. And I'm very sorry it's taken me so long, but I had to get everything right. Okay. Yes, yeah. It's awesome when Darren can come. Oh, Perry said, it worked for me on Saturday, but Monday I don't know what happened. Okay. Yeah, well, we should just do some test runs. I'll try it out too. And it won't be like the big shadoo damn duty. It'll just be a little test. Hey, one testing, 1, 2, 3. Don't hold this against me. Oh, Joe! So, there are a lot of things involved when you do something like this. Okay? Let me tell you, let me give you a little breakdown of some of the stuff you have to consider. This is a wired lamp, okay? So you're going to have to be able to change the light bulb. Now, there's different things you could do. You could make a base and then affix your socket and drill through your base and run your wire and whatnot. And then have this sit on top of that. And la-di-da-di-da, you know, like all the whole... And I've been thinking about this. This thing I told you, I've been saving this bad boy for like years and years. Before, I just wasn't comfortable enough to do it yet. But I am now. And, so you got to consider this stuff. We're going to put some feet on it. But I also wanted to do it maybe like... I could put some felted little feet on it. But I could also put a keyhole hanger on it. So that if the person wanted to, they could hang it on the wall. But there would be a cord down. But today, we're using a white cord. So if somebody wanted to hang it on the wall, that would be okay. Hey? Wowie. I had a lot of time this morning to stand here and think about things. So, I don't got much of a life outside of art. So, we can do it that way. Because I got padded little feet, and I got keyhole hangers. And I got all the tools to put it all together. So that's what it's going to be, guys. It's going to be kind of like a... Oh, well, I didn't explain. My God. Okay, so this here that I got rigged up, I went out there out back, and I bent that, and it ain't easy. The first time I tried it, it bent right in half, broke. I don't have the good setup like my brother does over in the big vise and stuff, right? So I was out back there with my Jawhorse and doing this frickety-rickety... The effery involved, when I say F, I mean the 4-letter word. The effery involved, folks, in the background for these shows. But I'm just kidding. I love doing it. But I had to bend that just to a perfect angle, right? Because this hole is it goes in there at an angle. So the light has to be at the very optimum angle. So I got that all ready. Cut the lamp post, bent it, and then cut it to size, and got her in there. Now, what this is like when you're rigging and messing with lights, you can put that to the ceiling, have a light fixture come from it. I just bought it in the lamp section at Canadian Tire, right? That's what that thing is. So, I got to make it so that we can take this on and off so that we can change a light bulb. See that? So we'll have our padded feet on it. So that gives it enough height for the cord. We'll also put the keyhole hanger on it. And with the padded feet, you got to compensate. So if somebody wants to do hang it, screw a screw straight into a stud in the wall, 90 degree, and that's how the keyhole hangers work, okay? So that there's enough, you're going to have to, what I was trying to say is that you have to leave the screw in about that, pointing out about that far to engage in the keyhole hanger, because we're going to have the little padded feet on it. Holy jeez, what a mouthful. But in order to do this, so this can come on and off, I figured out a way, because I'm making some stuff. I got some top secret projects on the go, guys. I'm almost ready to reveal it. And in this project, I'm using these things called Chicago screws. What the hell was that? Oh, copper leaf. Oh, that scared me. I thought it was a bug. Okay. Now, Chicago screws are these neat things. It's like a rivet. See how it's got a thing on either side? But it screws in. A screwable rivet, you could say, per se. All right. Now, I have these because I bought a whole whack of crap and a bunch of stuff I didn't end up having to use. So I needed the 1/4 inch Chicago screws, and these were 3/4 inches. So my idea is to chop the bottom half of that one. That's the female side of it. We'll chop off the flat part, and then it's going to be an open tube. So we're going to have to tape off the little tube, drill a hole in the wood, glue that little thing in the hole. You put the tape on the end so the glue don't go in the threaded part. And then when that's dry, we'll have the screw end, that part, we'll be able to screw in and out whenever that thing needs to be changed, okay? So there'll be one there, and when it needs to be, then the Chicago screws will hold that in. Because you could just use a wood screw and just say, okay, well, they'll just, unscrew it and do it. But that ain't right, because that hole will eventually wear out. We got to do it right. And we got to do it with the most efforty and involved as possible. So, guys, woo! That was a mouthful. Let me have a little breath there. So we're going to have to cut Chicago screws right off the bat. We're going to have to make some more room in this hole. I need some more room to work with. We're going to have to wire it. We're going to have to decide if we're going to put copper leaf in it. We got a bunch of crap to do. So that's what's happening, guys. This is going to be one heck of a project. But let me tell you, I've been running it all through my head. We're going to do a, first right off, we're going to do a test piece with the Chicago screw idea. And make sure it goes in there. I have Gorilla Glue gel, but I was thinking, like, this takes some time to, I was hoping I could finish this thing, but I do have some Gorilla Glue, some Gorilla 5-minute epoxy here, okay? But there's going to be this little tiny hole to get it into. How would you do that, Wowie? Well, I was thinking, what about this? Boop, boop. I could chop the end off, put the 2-part epoxy in there. Would it go down the little hole? But then that would be done in 5 minutes. Hardened. I don't know. Why not? Let's just freaking. We're just gonna do stuff, man. We're gonna do it. And if it's a huge mess, well, we'll learn. We'll learn not to do that. You don't do that. Don't do that. But we're gonna try. So let's say the first thing we do is start chopping off some Chicago screws. I'm gonna put them in a vise. In a vise locking wrench. Sorry about the light. But I'll put them in that, and then get over top of it with the cutting, a little tiny cutting disc on the Dremel, okay? It cuts metal. Supposed to. No, it does, because I cut a bunch of screws up and stuff for the project. So, we'll cut those Chicago screws off, then drill a hole into this little test piece, glue it in there, and just see what happens. Maybe the Gorilla Glue will dry quick enough. I don't know. It takes a couple hours for that stuff. The 5-minute stuff, the efforty to get it in there is a little bit extreme, but I don't know. Let's just think about that. Because you know what I could do is we could do that at the very, very end. I might have to sand that too. But we could do that part at the very, very end when we've already seen it light up and stuff and yada, yada, yada. Okay? Just for that. Because I don't know about that, getting that 5-minute epoxy. Well, I could mix this 5-minute epoxy in something and then put it on like a nail and then drip it in the hole. I don't know, man. This stuff, the stuff I get myself into, my goodness. Well, Rhinestone is here. Mudlarks is here. West Country Mudlarks. Just the first creations. Just carve Rob. West Coast Mudlarks. That's awesome. Thank you for coming, man. West Country, I should say. Rhinestone Suzanne is here. Thank you for coming, sister. Gotta give hearts to the sisters in the chat. All of the tribe sisters. And all of the tribe. Much love to all you guys for coming, man. It's awesome. It's just awesome. This is my very, very favorite day of the week now. How's that? Let's just have an awkward smile. Okay, enough of that. I got caught up with everybody. Get rid of that freaking light. I'll get you guys set up over here so you're not looking at my silly mug. And I'll have a good drink of water. So I don't need to pass out on the live television. But like I was saying, after me and Perry are done doing what we're doing, I'm not going to have to be doing this screwing around. But it would be really nice if we could get, you know, you get a lot more views when it's in vertical mode, okay? I know this is better for you guys as likewise, okay? And I'm just a small channel yet, so I like to mix it up, you know, go in landscape once in a while so everybody can hang out and stuff and have a better view, but you get way, way less. It's because you're not in the shorts feed, okay? So I'm trying to mix it up because I'm just still a smaller channel and I got to get to 1,000 and I got to do you got to do the work. So that's why I'll do a couple in vertical, try and get some new wonders in the family, and then do but when it's in, now that we got the OBS happening, my goodness, it's going to be a whole new experience. And it's for your watching and listening pleasure. Because your pleasure is my leisure. That's a train spotting reference if you didn't know. Okay, so we're going to be using this little cutoff thing. So I have to put on the PPE. You'll still be able to hear me, unfortunately. But, whoa, that was the epoxy. You don't need that stuff on its side. So we're gonna cut those little things, and then yeah, I do have to do. I want to clean it up too and do some sanding on the wood as well. So you guys got all sorts of stuff to watch me do today, and I promise that there's a method to this madness. We only have to do 2 of these things. I'm going to cut 3 off because we got to test one, but we only need to do 2 of these in the light fixture, so that's a good thing. So I was thinking if we put a bottom on it, I would have to do this 4 times. Bing, 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 right? And then deal with all of that. And I put a couple pieces, because Claire gave me this one piece of a really, really cool, I think it's walnut or something, and it's really, really thin, but it's twisted now. And so I was putting that on here and looking, and then I was like, oh, if I try to marry those 2, I'm going to be sanding and swearing and that's when I just got the idea of just putting this thing directly up there on it, and use the Chicago screws so it's interchangeable. And yeah, the plan I just told you, that just took me 35 minutes to convey. Oh my goodness, Katie ain't gonna be happy with that one. Okay, so let me see, put a couple of these things here, maybe put the taller one on this, like that, maybe. Okay, and then I can zing it like that. All right, here goes. All right. Actually, you guys, just to be safe, Wowwy'z is just gonna put my heat shield down there, so we don't want sparks from the dust collector. Even little sparks, we don't want them in there. No. Safety. Safety's first. Okay, get set back up, set up there again. Don't know if we're gonna need that little thing. Now my wife gets crap like that from her work, and it's really it's awesome for like projects. You know, this little thing, blit, sucks it up, squirts it out. Blit, sucks it up, squirts it out. Did you get that? Alrighty. Have I missed anything? Dark is here. Hello, brother. Let's hit that like button, double tap on your phone screen, says Perry. Thank you, Perry. I think we're doing all right so far. We got 23 likes for a Wowie. That's pretty good for a Wowie. Thank you for coming, Tarek. Always, always appreciate you, brother. Tribe worldwide, folks. The Kindred Spirits. Oh, yes, and where did I frickin' put it? I have the sticker here. Maybe I'll go grab another one. But I have the sticker. I did a test run of the stickers, and I have it, and it looks great. Too bad Vistaprint couldn't get the t-shirt right, because I tried the new logo on a black t-shirt, and it looks freaking awesome, like on the black. But what did they do? It's freaking like 5 centimeters off center, and the end of the Kindred Spirits is in my armpit. I don't know why people can't okay, I'm not gonna get angry right now. Here we go. Jesus. Sorry, I shouldn't use the Lord's name in vain, but that's taken a while. Well, I don't think I got any other choice other than using a hacksaw, but maybe the next one I'll try. I'll try a little hacksaw. To be honest, that is no fun. Let me see here. Oh, goodness gracious. See what happens if we do this. Oh yeah, and touch it. Well, that's how you burnt your finger last time. Don't do that. Well, that was that wasn't fun, but hey, sometimes to get the good stuff, you got to go through the factory. So this one we'll try just with the hacksaw. Let's see if that's any better. My goodness. Can you guys see okay? Oh yeah, so much better. My goodness. Woo! With authority. Okay. I'm safe to touch that one. One more. Thank you guys for your patience. Yo! Custom made. Oh. Almost. There we go. You. That was giving me bad flashbacks. In grade 7, at shop class, we were making, it was this thing that you made, you had like square 1x1 steel that you would cut, and then one end you would taper to kind of make it pointy, and everybody made these little hammers in shop class. And the first thing you had to do was cut the head of your hammer off. And this kid named Bob, who lived across from us, from our duplex, Bob had his thing set up in a vise, but he was holding the bar, the 1x1 in this hand, and the vise was here, and he was hacksawing on this side. And we were, the teacher wasn't in the classroom, and we were trying to time each other because everybody had to cut one off, right? So we were timing each other, and so he's doing it, and he's holding it like this, and cutting, and we're all like, go, Blob. We called him Blob. We were terrible kids. He was a little bit overweight, and we were, go, Blob, go! And he was going, and he was just freaking out and trying to beat this other kid. And the hacksaw jumped out of the groove, went across the vise, and went straight across his wrist. And that, my God, that just blurted. I've never seen blood come out like that. And it was horrible. And then when that happened, one of the other kids, I can't remember his name, who had one of those things about seeing blood, he saw the blood, and so he went over like a tree. He passed out, and his head went off the fucking cement floor. So we got Bob shooting blood out of his wrist. We got this other kid on the floor doing the shaky because he hit his head so hard. When that teacher came back into class, man, he was mad. Creation Dust is here. Hello, brother. How are we doing? Nope, not woodworking today, my friend. We are doing some, put it in a drill and grind it down to the bottom. Oh, base, that's a good idea, Rob. We're making a light fixture today, my friend. How are you doing, Josh? A Burr knot. I don't even know what this thing is, what that would be called. But we're making it into a light fixture. Chow! Creation Dust 777. Well, that's a good idea, Rob. I should have read this thing. Marley Pilgrim is here. What are you doing? Hello, Marley. We're making a lamp, a light, and it's going to be cool because it's going to light up this way, and there's going to be a little light in there. But I'm going to make it, we're going to make it, because this is all of us together, we're going to make it also so there's a keyhole hanger on it, so you can hang it on the wall. So you could have it kind of like maybe I should do the keyhole hanger. Would it be smarter to have it point the hole pointing down or pointing up? I was thinking pointing up. But I want to make it so it could be a desk sitter or a wall hanger. And we can do it all. We have everything that we need, guys. Here, I'll show you right now what a keyhole hanger is. Oh, thank goodness I got one. Because you got doubles too. This is a double. That's a double keyhole hanger. And I use that on if it's a really heavy carving, because then you put 2 screws straight into the stud in the wall and they clunk. But today we're just going to use a single. But that's a keyhole hanger, and they're really awesome. But to do it right, well, to do it Wowwy'z way, we always make it so it's flush. We carve it, we cut it, we draw it on there, and then we carve it in so it's flush when you screw it in. And then we're going to make some little felted feet so it doesn't scratch the wall or the desktop. And yeah, we're going to make this lamp today. We are going to make it happen. Marley, to answer your question. Thank you for coming. How do you spell that sound? Yeah, I know. I don't know. I couldn't even replace it. Repeat it, I was trying to say. Yes, Jane. The big oyster. That's great, Creation Dust. I'm doing okay. I'm glad you're excited. I'm not a right-handed. I'm right-handed, but my tattoo. This is my right, but it's opposite for you guys. Because I'm using the front of my phone so I can do the zoomies, right? So, yeah, everything is backwards. So that's why if I hold something up, say, hey, I'm a Kutzall affiliate, and I hold up my thing, it's DIB5 is the promo code, it'll be backwards. And yeah, some other things I'll show you sometimes. I'll show you the name of something and it's backwards, but it's because I'm using the front of my phone. But what I was going to say there is that I also want to sand it and do some Peter Blair sanding, and then maybe that'll open it up so we can maybe stain it after. Because I was thinking, I could maybe carve some swirls or something in it, but sometimes things are just the way they are naturally is just, I don't know, sometimes too much is too much, right? And I like to try and, in this case, we could clean it up really nice, possibly stain it. We'll see how it looks when we clean it up. But put the time into putting that copper foil inside there, and making it look like it's natural and there's fire inside, Sometimes less is more. And we all know that I could carve all sorts of crap in that. I don't got nothing to prove. But I don't know. I've always thought this is beautiful, just the way it was on the tree, Yeah. So that's what we're doing. So I'll just keep going here. So the first thing that we're going to try is this idea with the Chicago screw. So maybe I'll pick that one's a pretty nice one. Yeah, the one that I did with I think that's the one I did with that wheel. That was the sketchy one. Won't do that again. So that'll be my test one. And we'll drill a little hole here. We'll get that figured out, what drill bit I need. Right here. Let's see what we got here. I'm thinking maybe the old 316. Maybe the old 316. I got an arrow drawn to it for some reason. Sometimes you just gotta like listen to the universe gives you. Okay? Yeah, that's the one. So we're gonna go with the 3/16 there. And I will just drill a quick hole in this piece of board, chunk of wood, with my DeWalt. Frickin' rip your wrist right off drill. I gotta get one of the. I'm trying to get all the DeWalt tools. And the new drivers, they got that, you know, that ratchety kind of drill that you set it so that it'll like and it won't strip everything. But this drill, this is that's the mighty, the strong and mighty. There ain't no holding back on this one. Okay. You know, one of those ream it at the end, you know? Ream it. See if that works. Okay. It works, but I really gotta ream it if I do it that way. And sometimes too much reaming can get you in trouble. So let's just try, this is the test piece. So we gotta be able to get some glue in there too, right? We're going with the old 1364s. But thank you, 3/16s, for your help. Here we go with the old 1364s. Alright, let's drill that. Get a little ring. And how we doing? Yeah, it likes that hole. Oh, really likes it. Okay, so that will work for the holes, I think. A little bit of glue in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of tape on my drill so I don't go deeper than I need to, because I don't need these things to be in there super deep. I want them to hopefully be flush with the wood. So sometimes I just do stuff like this just as like a little guide for my own self. I don't know. Sometimes I'm just too careful, I guess, but that'll be good for when we do the holes in the bottom. All right, so we're set there with the drill. We got our pieces cut off. I guess let's finish this test off here. We'll ream her a little bit. Give her that little, give you a little working room there. Give it a little squirt. We're going to use this Gorilla Glue Super Glue Gel. This is the stuff I was thinking of using. Rhinestone. It's gel. It's CA, but it doesn't dry in like seconds. It takes a little bit of time, but if the alien's on its back, this should work, because I got to buy more rhinestones now, and I don't know, I don't got a lot of money till month's end. I guess it's the truth of it. Let's see, put a little gob of super glue in there, just like that. Quickly. And this super glue, though, I know a trick from electroforming. If you use this and then hit it with baking soda, baking powder, it hardens instantly. And so when I electroform jewelry, when I have like a rock, Darren and I, when we electroform jewelry, so if you have your gem and you get your rings ready, we set it all up so that you put the glue on the gem, and then we have these little things with the little roach clips, it's like a little robot with the little arms, and he's holding the jump ring, and you like make the jump ring touch it, and then sprinkle over the baking soda, and that's how you can make it harden instantly. And then you just keep repeating it and adding the material, harden it, adding material, and in the end, the rings are on that gem, like rock hard forever. Oh my gosh. See, I get rambling and then I forget what I'm doing here. Okay, let's see. How it likes that. Well, that ain't going nowhere, I would say. There it is in its little home. Nice in Kentucky. I didn't even tape. Oh yeah, I don't have to tape the bottoms because there's still some meat on them. See how that worked out? Yeah, they're still sealed, so I don't have to frick around with the tape. So that was awesome. So this is gonna work, guys. This is gonna work just dandy. Okay? So we've got that established. Now, we're gonna do a little cleanup. I'm gonna have a sip of water. Don't need this block over there no more. You did what you needed to do. We can throw these little chop off bits away. Yeah, I've almost done my secret project, you guys, and frick, I'm scared to reveal it, but at the same time, and Darren knows and Darren understands why, it's time. It is the right time in history for me to do it. And that's coming soon. And then it's off of my conscience, it's off of my plate, and we just see where it goes. Because what my dream is with this is that it'll go viral, and then one of the people out there that can actually help me will see it, and then they'll reach out to me. So I'm going to make it's a new email just for this project, and that's what I hope and pray when it comes to this project that I'm working on. Yeah, you guys will understand. It'll all make sense when you see it. Okay, so next, guys, we are just moving right along. This is going to be just awesome, you guys. This is going to be just awesome. I promise. So, get this crappy little blade off. And I was scared it was going to bob me, this thing, when I was doing that. And I was having to hold the vice grip. I was thinking about the bob thing. I was scared. Gotta be, because when you're cutting something metal like that, that little wheel, when you get through it, when you punch through it, it'll like wrap around, and that shit'll, like, when you're using these rotary tools, it'll shoot at you. When you're carving too, if you get to the edge of something, if you're carving the edge and you get it over here, wing! It'll freaking wrap around on you. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with this stuff. All right, we're gonna use a Kutzall Extreme Flame to get inside here and bore out some material. I think I told you guys we're a Kutzall affiliate, so if you use that link that's down there in the description, you'll get a discount for all their tools there. It should be automatically applied at checkout, but if you do need a promo code, it is DIB5, DIBB5, all capital. Yeah. So, I don't think I need like the whole dust collector going, but I am going to put my breathing thing on, but you guys will still be able to hear me, unfortunately. I'll just talk louder. I just got to do the Carve Infusion Spider check. Check, 1, 2. No Spideys in the house. All right. I'm just going to get in there with the light there and see what we're working with. Wow. Craziness. Mother Nature, man. There ain't nothing like Mother Nature. Nothing can reproduce, you know? It is so, and what I love so much about nature and then doing things like this, like, in my mind, we're collaborating with Mother Nature, with what nature creates, and you're working with it and making art with it, right? But some of my most favorite projects are when we do that, we use a feature in the wood, and then I add copper or brass for my brother, and the creations we make like that are my utmost favorite. Because I collaborate with my brother, and I collaborate with the creator. Okay, I'm going to check right here. What are we doing? Talking about copper. And the cool thing about electroforming, like the electroforming jewelry that we do, that the copper that we use to make our jewelry is scrap. Just like how Darren is my brother does all of his copper work is all recycled copper and metals. Just trying to, we got spiders, and hello, Jim Elliott is here. Hello, Jim. How you doing, sir? Thank you for coming. And thank you guys for all talking and having such a great conversation. I have no idea what's going on, but these hearts are for you, everybody in the group chat. You tribe are just freaking fantastic people, man. You always wonders. Each and every one of you is a true wonder. And the majority of you too are out here making your magic, making your art, shining your light, being lighthouses. And I appreciate and I seize you while we seize you. Okay, I'm just looking in there. It's quite an interesting orifice or hole, or I don't know what word would be for that. It's probably getting a little bit dirty, and we don't need that right now. Wowie. Okay, putting on the PPE. We're gonna just do a little. I'm just gonna widen this hole in here and get it so it's a bit easier to work with, because it's really tight right now. Okay, so that's what we're doing. I am running a flex shaft, a Dremel Flexshaft on a Dremel 3000 machine. Most carvers use a 4000 or a 4300 Dremel, but I use a 3000 because I got it for free. And then my brother got one, and it's sitting on the shelf, and we got another 3000 on deck. So it's just, you use what you got. Okay. Well, plug it in, it might help. Frickin' wowie. There we go. Get out of here. Getting there. We are getting there. Yay! Woo! Okay. I'm going to do a little sanding since we're making the noise. So you're going to hear the dust collector. I apologize, but it won't be for too long. Thank you for watching. Oh, good night, Suzanne. Thanks for coming, sister. Much love. You have a great night. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. that pretty cool. It's like, oh, it's so nice and smooth, but it's got these really, really cool, like speckledine and colors. Such a cool piece of nature, eh? So I'm gonna see if I can. You see it? You see the nice established hole through there, folks? Ho ho! Yo! We are getting it. We are getting it. Let me make sure I haven't missed nothing. Happy Curmudgeon is here. Hello, Happy. Thank you for coming, Matthew. Salute! Under the bark. Sister So is here. How you doing? How you doing, sister? The man on the hunt allows me more time with you. Well, that's just great. Johan is out hunting. Well, we sure appreciate you coming here. Sorry, excuse me. Choking on wood here. Well, I wish Johan nothing but the best luck on the hunt, and I give him my best, and give him my best for me, please. So, you guys, I was gonna say too, like, first my mind was going weird, and I was like, should I round this edge off and try and sand it, and like, should I make these opposing corners, should I round them? But I don't know, like, that's got a cool look to it. The old, like, where whoever chainsawed it, you know? I don't know. I just, sometimes, like I was telling you guys, sometimes less is more. So, what I do need to do, though, you see that little bit of rockage? I got to go on the bottom and try and get that as flat as possible. Now, to do that, we're going to have to make some noise. I'm going to have to get a better disc. This stuff is crazy. It's called stearite coated aluminum zirconium oxide blend. These they're from we have Canadian Tire up here, and again, this will all be backwards to you guys, so I sorry about that, but yeah, these are crazy sanding pads. I think I'm all down just to the 80s. Let me just make sure I got nothing hanging in the back there. Some little present. Oh, I've got a 150 sitting back there, just waiting for old Wowie. Good God. I just love it when things happen like that. Okay. Sorry, guys. Put that one away. Did I see a new friend here? Hisayer Seen says hello. Hello, sir. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry I didn't pronounce your name properly. I'm sure I mucked that up bad, but we appreciate you coming here. So, guys, I'll hit it first with the 80 grit, as we do, and then we'll switch over to the 150 there and get it nice and smooth, because this is like I said, we're leaving certain things natural edges and stuff, but we're also putting a lot of time into other parts of it, right? That's the way this one's going. But how a man does anything, how a man does anything is how a man does everything. That's a saying I heard. And I really like that. And it just means, like, if you put, good work ethic, and you put, your time and love into what you do, it is that way with all things in your life, How a man does anything is how a man does everything. So I try and live by that as a creator. Okay, so we're going to sound that a bit. Again, right back with the PPE. Jeez. But it won't take too long. Promise. Probably don't even have to go down to the old. I'll just save that 150 there. That's the last of the 150. But that got it pretty darn smooth with the 80. So we'll just set that aside in case we have to go back to it. Now, you saw me, I was like rocking, seeing where the, but I got it pretty close. Now, when there's feet on it, that always compensates and helps you out too. Okay? So I don't need to get all OCD about how flat that is, but she's pretty darn flat. Now remember, we're going to put a keyhole hanger right here. So I should start addressing that now. So it's done. Because you can't, like I said, well, where is that? No, it's over there. Like I was saying, with the keyhole hanger, I always carve it in there so it's flush. There's a couple things that I do with the keyhole hangers. And this is going to be an odd thing to... Do I have any way to... Not really. So, keyhole hanger. Need a pencil. Quickly. Be about there, I would say. Let's do a quick little trace on that. Well, I'm a good enough drawer. I can finish that line, I think. Famous last words. Okay. Now I was thinking when I was thinking about how I'm going to do this. Usually, well, no, I'll show you guys how I do it normal. Might as well. Well, this could be tricky. One sec. Sorry about that. I got my handy dandy Harley bag. Now, in there, I got that flex cut. That's I haven't used this ever. What is it called? A draw knife? I believe that's for taking away all the. But yeah, this is I love this. This is what I keep my hand tools in. My flex cut set. Little Harley saddlebag or something. Okay. So what I do is I cut that part out usually by hand, and you know, I was thinking about it today and I was like, should I show them that? Is it going to be boring? But sometimes I just like to share the crazy way I do crap, and then yeah, I started out with that one, and long story short, I cut them in with my flex cuts. But I was thinking about it today, and normally I take a knife and I go around the edge and get it in there like a good millimeter or 2 millimeters deep, and then I go back in and then I'll scoop it all out with the with my flex cuts, right? But for one keyhole hanger, and then Pete usually gives me crap about this part because I have a Dremel Advantage with a little router thing on it that I still haven't really gotten good at using. Speak of the devil, there's Pete. How you doing, sir? Thanks for coming, Pete. I sure hope the missus is doing okay, sir. You're in my thoughts and prayers non-stop. So, I wanted to show you guys that, but you know what? It can take me like a half an hour to cut them in that way, because it's really, really slow. And I just sit and, you know, crank my music and I just go away and I make sure and I always make those but. So I was thinking today, because, you know what, you got to use the Kutzalls when we're on live. So I was thinking, look at that little dovetail baby right there. Wouldn't that get in there nice? In Kentucky? And, you know, I could use that to get in there and just start taking away that material. Maybe I'll cut it in first with the knife around the edge. And then I'm going to cut it away. So yeah, I'm going to do the best of both worlds. I'm going to start it the way I normally do. I'm going to cut in the outskirt, and then I'm going to take the material away with the Dremel. So yeah, I just used the shape. Use the shape of the gouge to get around those corners. That's the thing I love about, I'm starting to try and learn more about carving with chisels and knives and chisels and gouges and stuff. And a big part of it is like using the tools, the shapes of the tools to your advantage. That one was a bit wonky, but. And then, you know, like, there's ways, like when you're cutting a face, you could use like a rounded thing like this on either side of the nose to get that rounded part of the, you know, you use the shape of the chisel to achieve what you're, and you can save a lot of time where I'll spend so much time sometimes on weird little things when I'm power carving, and there's ways that if I was, you know, to do it with chisels and a knife, I don't know. I just want to fuse, like, it's like what Jordy says with the name of his carving, his channel is fusion, right? I want to become a more fusion carver, I guess. I really want to learn how to use the traditional tools. And it also goes back to the Métis indigenous that is in my blood, in my brother's blood. We have Iroquois and Cree. And our great grandmother was full blood. Well, she was full blood First Nation. She was her one parent was Iroquois and one parent was Cree. And she was full blood. And so that makes us Métis. And in Canada, Métis can either be Cree mixed with French people that came, and that's like Montreal, but Métis also applies to a full-blood person mixing with, and it doesn't have to be French. Like my great granddad was from Wales, his family, but you're still Métis. Does that make sense? So you're not French Métis. We were another way, but yeah. All right, so I cut that part in with the knives there, kind of awkwardly. And the next thing, I'm just going to switch over to that dovetail. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to see if I can save us some time. So I don't think you guys want to sit and watch me cut a keyhole hanger in by hand for the last half an hour of the show. If you feel me. You can thank me later. Alright, I'll just put on the PPE kit but no dust collector and see if this will work. Let's see. Here we go. Whoa. That's working. But the finicky part, where is it now? There it is. Getting it to fit just so. Holy smokes, look at that. We are almost there, folks, okay? Just a little tiny bit more. That saved lots of time. Thanks for being that voice in my head, Pete, saying, you gotta do that better. Now, the next part, when you're doing a keyhole hanger, you put it in there, get in there. I need a little bit more on the top. Sorry. Frickin' thing. Backwards. Sorry. Whew, here we go. You draw a little circle in the one way, and you pop it out. Spin it around, put it back in there. You draw another little circle in there. There. Don't do that to me on live television. Draw another little circle in there. So you basically just made a little figure 8 in there. Like that. Okay? So you got your little figure 8 in there. And that's where you put a little bit more room for your nail or your screw or whatever head to get in there. So I'm just going to go in there with the Kutzall ball, a small ball, and just take that little figure 8 away. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Switch it over to the bowl. Yeah, probably going with coarse. Okay. Alrighty, now let's see. We got it all snapped in there, nice and flush, and then you see I took that extra material away in there so that the nail but I always like to test it. Here, just give me a sec here. I need a screw. Yeah. Something with a big head that's like bulky. So it's a good test. Oh yeah. It's in there. Just nice. Okay, so now we screw that in into its forever home. Ugh. See, that wasn't too painful. See the keyhole hanger? So, now that I've done all that, I'll just do a little quick cleanup there of my hand tools. I think I just like to show off my little Harley Davidson purse more than anything. Jeez, wowie. Oh, wowie. So, yeah, I got some flex cut hand knives in there, a stropping set. This little set that has like 8, I believe, and it's great. It's a great little. Sometimes I'll just do stuff by hand just because. Whoa. Ah. And now I've dropped it everywhere. Okay. Oh. Dang. So now when I do little screws, I love to use these little pokers, man. Whatever they're called, I don't know what that is called. It's a pokey. I got one like this, and I got one like this. And these two frickin' pokies, man, they're like, I use those things so much. What are we all talking about here before I get... Hey, there goes Matt. Oh, you gone, Perry? Thanks for coming, Perry. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you, Perry. I really appreciate you. And Matt Cars is here. And RCP is here. Robert C. Peters. How are you guys doing, brothers? Thank you for coming. XBC is here. Prime. Thank you for coming, XBC. It's an all. Yeah. Thank you. You guys know. They're alls. And they're handy, dandy. So, let's make our little holes for our, well, maybe put the keyhole hanger in the right way there. Wowie did. And then I just make these little holes, these little spots. Once I know that they're good and centered and true, like that, then I'll go and give it a little bit more pressure. Wow, this is hard wood, man. I don't know what this wood is, but I thought maybe some of my good woodies out there could tell me what it is by the look of the burly bump, but I do not know. But holy smokes, is it ever strong wood? Okay. So, where am I? There it is. Let me see if I can do this without hitting you guys. Making me all car sick. Wonder where the electric whittler is. Okay. Wonder where Jordy is. So, let's see what I got here. I'd really like to fire this thing up before we go today, folks. What am I at? 340. Oh, God. Just keep going, Wowie. I could always go longer, too, if I got people that want me to do it. What Peter said, the tool isn't all. Thank you, brother. Thank you. And I use them all the time. How? Jeez. This little tool's an awl, and I use them all the time. Okay, enough. Whoa. It's so awkward, this thing, man. wish I could get it to... I guess I could put it out in the Jawhorse, but what fun would that be? But I think once I get it started, we'll be okay. It's just really hard to put any pressure on it. It wants to go and roll. Okay, here we go. Wasn't the straightest screw job ever. Hope I don't muck it up somehow doing that. Okay, this one will be better. Should have just put it on its side in the first place, but I'm worried about the camera angles. Ooh, get in there. That's pretty straight. Sorry folks, I'll just get this taken care of. Okay. The keyhole hanger is complete. So now, whoever gets this, it can now be a wall hanger or a desk sitter. And speaking of that, why don't we... Ah, damn it! Cords. Sorry for cursing. Whew. I had to that time. Let's see what we got for feet, guys. Well, these ones popped right open like they wanted to go on it. These are the ones that I was thinking. Maybe those little felty guys. But I also have, because you got to make enough space for the... I got these kind of felty guys. They might be a bit taller, but they're not as big. And then I have, well, I got just sticker ones, but we ain't using stickers on this. And then I got these big rubbers, but I don't think it needs to go that's a bit crazy. Those are what we used on Bing. Yeah. So, I think, well, let's just see. Which one's taller? These little guys are a bit taller. What do you guys think? They're almost the same height. The little rounds or the wider? What do you guys think? Thank you. It's not a bad storage box, eh? Yeah, furniture slides. Hello, Dalen. Thank you for coming, sir. This left? The little or the bigger? Little circle or bigger circle? I'm thinking little circle. Little round, says baby. I think so too. It's a bit taller, eh? Little round, little. I think I would have all those boxes scattered around the shop in a week, says Matthew. Yeah. Yes, little. Okay. We'll go with the little taller ones. Okay, guys. Thank you for the help. Let's do that right now. And we were pounding those buggers in. But maybe just to be prudent, I'll poke a little hole with my awl. And have a drink of water. Holy smokes, lots of steps on this thing. Okay, So, gotta make sure you put it in deep enough. You put it in far enough that it's not gonna come out the side. Never didn't really think about that. That one will be okay. Yeah, that'll be okay if it's like there. Shit, man, that's right close to a crack. Let's just see here. Has to go in a ways. That would be horrible if that thing cracked on me. That, and this one right there. Oh, and that one just dropped. How far did it roll? Who knows? It's gone now. We'll just get another one. My goodness. Okay, guys. Almost there. Almost there. Frick around and find out. Okay. I don't need this on there no more. I don't need this on here no more. We'll clean up after. Okay, well. I don't know about this. I'm almost wishing I could screw in the feet. Let me see. There's one. See if this will. No. I have to get this. Sorry guys, we just got to get it so there's enough pressure so I can hit it. Alright. Now for the ones that scare me the most. No fear, Wowie. Just do it. Okay. Last one, guys. Sorry you're seeing the back of it, but it's not very exciting, believe me. Okay. Come on. Alrighty. Yeah, fuck you. Okay, sorry about the swearing. Something just had to spill on me. You! Always the container with all the smallest little bits. Gotta be the one that dumps, right? Well, the feet are on. And she's not rocking. There went my all. After giving it my all. Okay, just do a little tiny clean up here, guys. Okay. Next, so it's gonna sit just nice. Okay. We need we need to wire our socket so we can at least fire this thing up before I go anywhere today, because that's where the whole magic happens. Now I can copper leaf it and stuff inside later. Now, when I do my cords, traditionally, and I go by this little rule of thumb, is that the hot cord will have the markings on it. But a way to check is you check which side of the plug is smaller. Okay? Now that smaller plug, that's the hot side. That's the hot wire. And then as you can see, you see those little markings on the wire? It's on the smaller plug. So that's how you know what your hot wire is. Very, very simple. So when it comes up and you need to wire your little socket, there are 2 screws inside there. And this is how easy it is, guys. You do not have to be afraid of wiring lamps. Now, on these little sockets, and again, I'll tell you that that's an E12 socket. Now, a traditional size socket, like that we use in our homes and stuff, is an E26 or E27. They make E27 bulbs, but I just go by the majority, and that's E26. And that's a regular. That's the ones that we use. That's a regular light bulb, okay? And this is a chandelier socket. And I love to use these because you can get them into smaller spots, but still get your little punch of light, you know? You feel me? So, I'm going to get the cord, and it looks like with this was a little home hardware dandy, but it looks like they got it all, well, yeah, pretty much. I got to separate them a bit. I got to take a little bit more meat off of the, but they're almost ready to go. I know you guys that really know how to do stuff out there are going to be swearing the way I do this, but I don't have one of those pliers that take away that pinch and take away the plastic. So we just do it like I just do a little whittling situation here, like a whittling wood. I just kind of go around, and I get enough cut enough little spots where I can then pull it off. It's not the most pretty method, but it gets me by when I don't have one of those little proper things. Well, let's see if I got enough on there. Oh, he's still holding on. Bugger. Always on the live television too. Look at that. You're gonna get messing around and cut yourself, wow, if you don't get careful. Don't get excited, just take your time. There, that one came off. This one here needs a little bit more. Just go around there. Little whittle and a pull. And there we go. Now we have enough of the wire visible there so that we can, because it's just a matter of wrapping it around the little points there, the little screws. And what I like to do is just get it right, like get it ready just to go. Twist it nice and tight so it's all together. And I'm just gonna, sometimes you gotta bend them the other way, but I'm just gonna see if I can get lucky on this one. But you just bend them, give them a little crisp, candy cane, a little candy cane bend. God, what am I doing? Maybe you should get it through your thing first there, Wowie. And now you got to figure out which one is the hot wire. It's the one on the left. So the one on the left has to go to the brass. And the one on the right goes to the silver. And it's kind of like brass is hot. That's the way to remember it. And the silver is cold. See, so you get it up like that. You got the brass on one side and the silver on the other. Now, gonna apply some screwdriver. Yeah. This stupid screwdriver. I always end up grabbing this thing. I don't know why. It's like my nemesis. Okay. So, no, it doesn't want to go in that. Why would you want to go in that? Why would you want to help and work just nice? Huh? Why would you? That's weird. Do I have a small flat? Well, that is. Maybe that'll work better. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it does. Okay. So don't, looks like we need a little bit more pushed up. There's also a thing called a lamp tires knot that you can do that I'm going to show someday on the channel. And it's this cool way of wrapping the cord so that if it ever gets yanked, it won't pull out of your lamp. It's this neat, it's kind of like a figure 8 that you do, but I don't have enough space. I usually do that if I'm making an E26 socket light fixture, like light piece, but yeah, it's something if you want to Google it, it's really, really neat. The lamp tire is not. Okay. You get it tucked in there nice, and get a good strong grip on it with your little screw. And those are done really good there. Okay, it's got them attached either side, and now this little thing here, it goes over the cords and insulates them. This little piece of cardboard. Okay. Next, I'm gonna make sure this is nice and tight because we are gonna shove it up in there with a light bulb. And we are going to see the glory. We will see the glory of all of this work we've done today, folks. Let's just do a quick cleanup. Holy smokes. Didn't know if we'd get there in one session, but my goodness, we did. Well, we haven't got the Chicago screws in here yet for this final part. For those of you, if you weren't here in the beginning, we're going to sink some Chicago screws that we cut into the wood so that this little thing can be taken out off and on when the bulb needs changing. Okay? That's all. That's all. Now, where's my bulb? There it is. Like I said before, these little flicker bulbs, they're not really like a, I want to make sure that this works. Ain't no frickin' around. Do a little cleanup here. Yeah, smack the light bulb against the table, why don't you, Wowie? And remember what I said, that this isn't like the brightest light, although I may have another little light bulb up here that we can swap it out just to show you. Let me just see quick if I do. Thought I did in there. Got everything else in the world in there. Well, maybe I don't, but I could always run inside and get one if need be. But point being, let's clean this up. Where are we at? 401? Dalen is here. 50 likes, 74 watch. You hit that like button. Hey, that's pretty darn good for an old wowie. William is here. William Lore. Hello, William. How you doing? Rick Smith is here. Hello, Rick. Thanks for coming, brother. Yes, if anybody wants to know anything about copper, Darren is the man. And he's getting back to it too, guys. He's going to be back. Thank you for coming, William. And thank you for, if I didn't say Dalen, thank you for coming, man. I really appreciate that. And I'm all caught up. Yeah, here's some hearts for you guys. Woo! Alrighty. Let's see, you guys. Let's see the glory. It'll be the glory, or it'll be... Oh, and today, folks, we got glory. Yo! Yo! She is in there. Now, like I said before, isn't that neat? So I'm going to copper leaf the inside in there, so that light really, really amplifies. What do you guys think of that? And it's either a desk sitter, or we can hang it on the wall, because we got our keyhole hanger. So she's a multi. But yeah, it worked. Yow! Am I ever stoked with that? And of course that bulb, once we get this thing in there right and sitting properly, I'll have that thing, like I'll sink those screws in so that when this is in the exact, the perfect spot, probably right there where I'm holding it. And if you use, like, you can use a little LED bulb that's got like the yellow tinge to it. That's like an Edison bulb. I got tiny ones of those too. You'd think I would have brought some different bulbs in here, but I can't think of everything. I tried today. I tried thinking of everything and getting everything ready, but it worked, guys. Holy smokes, it worked. So what did you think of that for crazy looking piece of wood? Yes, Matt. Hey, Ben Ruzga is here. It looks like a severed shoulder. Yes, it has a crazy. Turn off the lights, said Darren. Okay. Turn off the Christmas lights. It's neat, man. Like, that's gonna be so cool, and like with the lights down in the room, you know. And I guarantee when I put that copper leaf inside there, it is gonna be way, way brighter. I'll just pull that out. But yeah, those are really, really cool old antique bulbs that just give you that little lick of fire, you know? And that worked just great. Well, I'm happy with that, guys. I just got to finish doing it. I'll sink those Chicago screws in. And but I also, I'm still thinking of whether I should stain this wood, or, you know, I could also do some different finishes, but all of the main parts of this lamp are all done. Do the coffer leaf inside there for that little touch, and maybe a light, like a nice light brown stain, like an early American or something, or maybe a red. I think this might be Arbutus. So I was thinking maybe a red, or a bit of a red stain, because Arbutus has these knots. Do you have to go, Pete? Thank you, Pete, for coming, man. Give my best. Give my best to the wife. Sending her much, much love. Thank you, C. Carbide 3878. I really appreciate that. Some hearts for you. And these are hearts for your wife, Pete. We love her. She's going to get through this. Do you have to go? Do you have to go, So? Have to go? Much love to you, So. Thank you, guys. Thank you, baby kisses. I really appreciate you coming. This has turned out to be a great show. I'm happy with that. Oh, she's still here? Okay. Thank you all. What do you think, Matt? Pretty neat, eh? I'm pretty sure this is Arbutus. And that makes it even more special, because that's kind of like, Arbutus is a native, well, I don't know what it's native to, but it's a more rarer tree. And they're on the West Coast. They're in Oregon and stuff, and some in Washington. But they're all over the island. And they're many times they're close to the ocean. And they're just an amazing tree. All of the knots and everything. And so yeah, maybe a bit of a red, like a Sedona red min wax would make that pop nice. We can consider that. Things to think about, you know. So, before I'll just a high shine surface would look great, says Matthew. That's a great idea, sir. And maybe that's good too, that I didn't finish it all quite, like get it all in there. Well, I can always just take this off too, because we're using Chicago bolts. That's why we did all this, is so that we can take that off when we need to, but still got some finishing to do. So, but I think we did pretty good with the time we had. Hey, pretty good for a Wowie. So I'll just get this pushed back here and really make me lose all my viewers. Oh. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh. Huh. Yo, what kind of crazy ass hairdo you got there, kid? That was a good one, guys. Let me just get you a bit better here. Is that the bottom one? This new tripod thing, man, it's magnet, and it sketches me out, because if you give it a little thud, the phone just drops, and we don't want that. We do not want that. Thank you, baby kisses. Absolutely love this so far. Thank you, Christopher Creations. Thank you. We found it with the cavity in there, Dalen, and then I carved it out from the hole in, and I did that this morning when I was waiting for the live. So when it was in its found state, there was a knot here, and it was all cracked, and I bore that out with a spade bit, and then I just went in, and I've been going at it all day with the Dremel Extreme. Flame Extreme, and it made short work of that. Found that piece chopped off. It was just a find. And you know what? It's been so many years now, Chris, I can't remember exactly where it was. It might have been this place called the Quarry that's not far from here, where I found some really neat things. That's actually where I found Bing. I chopped Bing off at the Quarry. That little burl with a little arm sticking out. So I think I might have found that there, but I didn't chop it off. It was cut off I can see chainsaw marks there. And it was just a chunk, like sitting, because they'll buck up trees when they go in there and they do like their yearly cleanup. They'll buck everything up and then like leave piles. And you know us woodies, man, we're in there sneaking around, taking what we can. Oh, you doing a live tomorrow, Dalen? I'll pop in. Yes, it was. This is a very, very special find, man. And that's why I said, like in the post when I posted for today, this thing, I've been waiting to do that for years. But I just I didn't feel comfortable enough. And, but things have changed. Things have changed. Oh, I was wondering why it's like not as bright for me. There, that's better. My Wowwy'z Workshop was turned off. Jeez. Did you finish the last light, the torch? Did you finish the last light, the torch? Nope, the torch is still sitting here in pieces. We'll do that. I promise. That's one of the ones that I didn't get finished yet, Chris. You can bust my my chonkies on that. That's still in there. It's just right over there, actually. But we used the cord. We used the cord for this one, but I do have some of those spiral cords that are like the antique ones that look twisted and they're covered in cloth. They're like they're like the antique power cords that they used to make, but they're just new, right? With inline switches. I have one of those somewhere. I used the last one on Bing, and I was trying to find the other one today, and I couldn't find it. And some colorful words were said. Getting ready for today. Well, I hope you guys had a great time today watching that go down, and I truly appreciate you being here, man. It's been a great, great show. Looks like I have 4:14 and 4:13 already. So that was pretty darn good. Thank you, Matt. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all of y'all. Like I said in the beginning, there is nothing more precious than time. And the fact that you're coming here and sharing yours with me, it truly means a lot to us and Two Brothers, One Vision. Thank you, guys. Thank you very, very much for coming. Good night, Josh. Good night, Jane. Baby's Kisses, Matt Clark, Christopher Creations, Dalen. We got Tarek, Happy Curmudgeon, Baby's Kisses. Manmaya Sharesta. Hello, Manmaya. Thank you for coming. My brother, Darren Dibb. Under the buck, I think So's gone, but much love to So too. And Grumpy, I love you, buddy. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And if you didn't hear, that was WIP Wednesdays. Wowwy'z Workshop. Much love, everybody. Be a lighthouse. Stay shiny. Wowie out.